Hello, my little cobras. It's Kristen DeBruycker here, and we're going to go ahead and finish. We have 2 more mount classes for my kids' Jiu-Jitsu. I just wanted to do some little house cleaning real quick. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video, and hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot. And then also, if you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. I have a link in the comment section. You can click on there and go ahead and support the channel that way. That helps me put out more content, especially during the quarantine when I'm not working in a gym or teaching seminars. I am also available for one-on-one lessons through Zoom, so if that is something that you are interested in, you are more than welcome to contact me directly if that is something you'd like to do. Anyway, we will go ahead and get started. So we've been doing a lot of mount attacks. We're gonna finish our last mount escape today. We're gonna do 2 mount escapes, so as usual, we're gonna do some warm-ups and some solo drills, maybe a partner drill, but today we're going to be covering 2 different escapes, and so we're going to have a little, some drills that you guys can do at home, just kind of work through this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to warm up really slow with a hip bridge. Okay, and of course I'm here always with my partner, Bear Drills, who's always here to make me look good. So we'll lay down, and we're going to do our hip bridges, make sure we're bringing up as high as we can, like we're going to make our belt touch the ceiling, so we're going to bridge nice and high, and then back down, nice and high, and then back down. So we're going to do about 8 more of these. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reach for our upa. So make sure when we do upa, we move our head off the center line. We're going to look at the wall because we're going to look in the direction that we're going to bridge as high as we can. Once we're going to make our neck touch the mat, touch, and then another side, touch. Okay, so we're going to do about 20, so 10 each side. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Okay, awesome. Let's teeter-totter to the top. Okay, so when we're doing our upas and our hip bridges, it's very important that we do our upa to the top, that we use our legs the whole time. So we don't want to belly flop on the ground. So the idea is we're going to drive as far as we can, and then we drive with the second leg to come all the way to the top, to almost like a tripod position. So what it's going to look like, so I do my big upa, move my head off center line, do a big bridge until I can't anymore. Now I push with this leg. Now I'm in my tripod, and I come to my knees. Now I'm on top. If you like, you can reverse the motion to make it more challenging, or you can lay down facing the other direction, and we do the other side. We move our head off the center line. We're just high as we can until we can't anymore. Now we push the second leg, come to the top. Lay down, face the other way. So move our head, we're just high as we can. Come to the top. Lay down, face the other way. Move, we're just high as we can. Come to the top. Making sure that we're never belly flopping the ground. Always come into that tripod. Last 2 each side. So that is our upa all the way to the top. Now our last drill in our upa series is going to upa to shrimp. So I'm going to face this direction so everyone can see what my feet are doing. So when we do our upa to our shrimp, we're going to move our head off center line. Everything's the same. I bridge until I can't anymore. Now my feet stay where they are, and I'm going to shrimp opposite direction. So say I'm looking at the camera. Notice my hips don't go to the ground. I want to do like a mini upa. I want to do that big bridge, and then when my hips are still up, then I shrimp back the other way. So move my head. Big upa. And then shrimp. Big upa. Shrimp. Big upa. Shrimp. Okay, last two. And then back to center, just teeter-totter up. Excellent. So that's our solo drill / warm-up. We all should be pretty warm. We did about 4 different drills. Now we're going to talk about how we use this. So when we're talking about the upa, one of my most common situations that I've seen for years for kids is when kids get mounted, no matter what age group, they don't know a ton of jiu-jitsu, the first thing they do is they grab their arms and pin them to the ground. This is usually when your older sibling is trying to hawk a loogie in your face, like, gross. So this is something that we really want to think about when we're trying to escape. Because even if someone's pinning my arms, some people are like, oh, but you can still shrimp. Yes, but you cannot frame. And then especially when the kid is a lot bigger than you, you're not going to be able to push the person off of you. So we have to use jiu-jitsu. So when we use jiu-jitsu, we're going to combine a couple different movements. So if anyone remembers the mounted punch block defense where we give the bad guy a hug, we're going to do something very similar. So what we're going to do is when we're laying down, we're going to use our legs to slide ourselves up so our arms are closer to us and they're not above. And then we're going to hip bridge as we karate chop our arms down towards our legs. This is going to stop the person from holding your arms, so they're going to overload their base, and they have to base, or else they're going to fall on their face, which is bad. From there, you're going to go ahead and give them a hug to make sure they can't do it. So I'm going to show you what it looks like without a person, and then bear drills is going to help you out. So when we're laying down, and the person is pinning my arms, this is bad, obviously. Not good. So what I want to do first is I want to slide my arms up to make sure that I'm in a good, strong range of motion. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hip bridge, bridging my hips as high as the ceiling as I karate chop down. That's what we're going to do. Once I get here, I'm going to hug. I always hug the bad guy so that way they don't try to do it again. Then I can move into my normal upa. But we have to go ahead and do our defense first. So, arms are pinned. I slide up. Now I'm going to karate chop down as I bridge my hips up. Hug. Okay, that's your first drill. And this is a great one that for my parents to practice at home with your kids. Like just holding on the arms and having them just practice that hip bridge. And this is very common in self-defense for whether it's children or whether it's like I teach this a lot in my women's self-defense seminars as well. So it's a very, very good move that's very effective. So now let's just, I will try to show it with bear drills. He's kind of a lazy attacker, so we'll see. Oh no, he's got me. Whatever shall I do? Okay, so we got bear drills here. And bear drills, oh no, is pinning my arms kind of. I think he's mostly pinning my head, but we'll try. So what I want to do is if he's really holding me down, I'm going to slide up. Now I karate chop down as I bring my arms up. So now I give the person a hug. Now notice my head is to the side, so the person doesn't land on my face, but this is also so the person does not hurt me. Now typically, because my face is facing this direction, this is where I'm going to upa. So remember, I want to bite the arm, bite the leg. So now we've closed off one side of the body. So there's 4 legs to a table. If I cut off one side of the table, what happens to the table? Falls down. So move my head off center line, big upa to the tripod, and now I'm on top. Okay, so really important when we're talking about self-defense. Just like Chris Otter always says, be the guy on top. Very important, especially when we're talking about kids who are first starting to learn jiu-jitsu from a self-defense perspective. We really want to make sure that we get to the top position. Okay? So, one more time. So, we have bear drills here. Oh no, he's got me. He's trying to smother me with his head / arms. So he's pinning my arms. I slide up, karate chop as a hip bridge. Give the person a hug. Now, bite the arm. Bite the leg. Now, I'm going to move my head off center line and do the same upa that we did earlier. The tripod to the top. Okay? And then this is a great way to use the upa if your arms are pinned. I'm a big fan of this move. It's actually one of my favorite moves to teach because once you figure out that, it's very easy to get out of, and no one will ever hold you down again. And that's what we're trying to look for here. It's not, we're not trying to win with Jiu-Jitsu. We're trying to teach children and people who are smaller how to use Jiu-Jitsu to not lose. Okay, so that's something just to think about. So now that we've done our upa with our arms pinned, we're going to talk a little bit about the elbow escape, which once kids learn how to do it, it becomes their favorite escape, especially if there's a huge disparity in size. So if you are a very small child practicing with your parents at home, this should be the move that you practice the most. So the reason it's called the elbow escape because we're going to use our elbows, not our hands. That's why it's called the elbow escape, not the hand pushing the person off escape. So just remember, we're going to have a couple different things that we need to make this escape work. And we will talk about that. But first, I want to see what everyone's shrimping is looking like. And as always, if you ever have any questions, you can always type them in the comment section. So the first movement we're going to do to prep for our shrimps is we're going to do what we call a shoulder walk. Now, a shoulder walk is just kind of like a wiggle. This is used for a couple different things. It's just to get you kind of warmed up for shrimping, but also it's to stop people from putting you in high mount. So I'm just going to show what everyone's going to do for a couple different angles. So the first one, we're going to see what we're doing with feet. We're basically shoulder crawling back. So I'm kind of making one side long and the other side short, and then I'm crawling up the mat or the carpet. So that's the first thing you want to do. Now we will talk about how to shrimp. So there's 3 different ways to shrimp that are in this direction, basically going backwards. And I'll explain why we need to know all 3. We're really going to focus on the first 2 today. So the first 2 is that my feet line up with my knees. I'm going to get my hips up slightly so that way there's no drag on the carpet. Now I'm going to get to the side of my shoulder. Okay, notice my hips are still off the ground. My elbows are in because I want to keep my friends close and my elbows closer. Now I push my hips backwards. So now I've made a little shrimp. Now I go back to center. 1, 2. Turning around, other direction. So my hips are up. I want to get to the side of my shoulder. Now I use my feet to push my hips back. Then I go back. 1, 2. Hips up, side of the shoulder, shrimp. 1, 2. Okay, that's your first. And a great way to make it a partner drill is have someone standing over top of you so you can keep your hands on their shins. So that way you can shrimp past their legs. And that's a great way to turn it into a partner drill. The next one we're going to work on is the one we need for today, which is 1 leg up, 1 leg down. So we're going to shrimp. We're just using this leg. This leg is going to stay close to the ground because we're going to use this to dig. As in, we're going to dig our knee underneath the person's leg if we need to. So we're going to put our foot out wide. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and push off the ground and turn my foot to the side. Now go ahead and push my foot to the side like this. Notice my foot is pointed sideways. Now I'm going to shrimp just using this leg, and then this leg stays close to the ground. Other leg comes up, other leg comes down. So I'm going to push. This is my post leg. I push up until this foot goes sideways. Once sideways, you know you're right. But I'm not like this. I'm just collapsing. I'm not a broken. Still strong. Now I shrimp, knee elbow, and then shrimp. Other side. So I'm going to do a couple more. So I turn till my foot's sideways. So I'm at like a 45. Remember, always not out here. Your friends close and your elbows closer. Shrimp. Other side. Shrimp. Other side. Okay, so that is going to be our 2 major ways to shrimp. There's a third, but those are the 2 that I really like you to focus on for the move of the day. So the move of the day is the elbow escape. Why is it called the elbow escape? Because we told you earlier, because we're using our elbows. So when we're using our elbows, this is the strong part of the frame. This is the weak part of the frame. So I never want this to collapse. If this collapses, it's a noodly frame. You can't build a house on noodles. That's clearly impossible. This is a noodle-free zone. Okay, so we want to be strong here, rigid. So remember, elbows in is for pulling, elbows out is for pushing. So we're in our mount position, and we're going to build our frame. So we're going to frame on the person's hip, keeping my elbows down, not up here, down here. We're going to keep the person right here. Then we're going to use our hand to support our frame. So we have an elbow on the ground and an elbow here, making sure we're super strong, making sure both are connected. Now we're going to have one leg up, one leg down, just like we did earlier. Now I'm going to push until my foot is sideways. Once my foot's sideways, now I'm going to shrimp. I shrimp, then I bring my knee to my elbow to pull my leg out, because that's all the elbow escape's for, is to pull our legs out so we go back to guard. And once I pull this leg out, I trap, hop, and I bite, just like we do in the upa. Okay, now I have the other leg up. I'm going to switch my frames. This is going to frame, and this is going to frame. Other direction. Turn my foot sideways. Now I'm going to shrimp. My knees out. Knee to elbow. Now I stretch myself out and then go back to guard. And that's the whole move. Okay? Because the idea is we want to break it up into lots of little steps. You never want to be crunched up. Because when you're crunched up, it's very difficult to escape the mount position. So, one leg up, one leg down. I make a frame. Support the frame. Now I'm going to shrimp. And okay, when I shrimp, slide the elbow, knee down. Now I trap. Other side, frame. Connect the frame. Now shrimp. Knee to elbow. Stretch myself out. And then go back to guard. Okay. So from the mount position. Okay, we have bear drills. Oh no, he's so heavy, like a wet blanket. Whatever shall I do? Oh wait, keep my elbows in. I make my frame. So you see when I make my frame, I'm going across Bear Drills' belt. Now I support the frame. Now I have one leg up, one leg down. Now I push my foot sideways so that way I can dig my leg underneath Bear Drills' leg. Then I trap. Now I'm going to frame on the other side. I make frame, grab my own wrist. Now I shrimp until my knee's out. Once my knee's out, I'm out. I stretch myself out and then go back to guard. Other side. And I apologize, guys. There is a dog downstairs that is very unhappy about a vacuum cleaner. So, who would know? So Bear Drills has me in this mount. He's made a really good job of controlling everything. I frame. Making sure this is strong. So see, I have kind of a limp bear on top of it. I should be able to support this bear on my frame. If my frame's all noodly, the bear just collapses. So I want to make this strong. Support it. Now, I push with my post leg to turn my foot sideways. Now I shrimp and dig my leg under his leg, not between. And that makes it a lot easier to sneak in between. Now I frame on the other side. Till my knees out. I stretch myself out. And then back to guard. So what I recommend when you're at home, especially my kiddos, if you're home with your parents, this is a great move to practice with your parents because most kids are terrible bad guys, okay? Which is good, I guess. But also they just kind of like limp noodle it, which makes it really difficult actually to elbow escape. The best time to elbow escape is when someone's super based on top of you and they're way, way bigger. Because if they're way, way bigger, there's a lot more space, and it's much easier to pull your leg out and go back to the guard position. But ideally, we want to go ahead and upa so we remain on top. Because rule number one of self-defense is be the guy on top. Now, a great way to kind of do this as a game is just kind of do like a touch the head thing. Your parent can mount you. They try to touch your head, and you're just trying to get out of the mount position without them touching your head, whether it's an elbow escape or whether it's an upa. So that's what I would recommend. Another really good thing that you can do is just make sure you get with your parents and do your partner shrimp drills where your parents jumps over top of you, frame on the shins, and then shrimp out. Okay, those are the two things that I would recommend as far as things that you could do at home. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of review everything. So we did all kind of solo drills for the upa. We also did a bunch of solo drills for shrimping to kind of break that down a little bit. So even if you don't have a partner at home, if you just practice like 10 or 20 upas a day or like 10 or 20 shrimps a day, that's just going to make your jiu-jitsu better. Because remember, drillers make killers. So we always want to make sure we practice perfect, especially when we come back to the gym. Who knows when now? I'm in Virginia, so I don't know when it's going to happen.
When you get back to the gym, you are ready to start training again. But also in a real self-defense situation, you don't know when you're going to have to use jiu-jitsu. So we always want to be prepared. So that's something that you definitely want to think about moving forward. So now that kind of done showing the move of the day, this is a great time to take questions if anyone has any, whether it's kids or adults or instructors, for Miss Kristen. If there are no questions, I just would like to remind everybody to like, subscribe, and share the video because that really helps me out a lot. And then if you'd like to support Miss Kristen during this time of quarantine, you consider becoming a patron on Patreon. That kind of helps me out a lot when I am not teaching and traveling all over the world to do seminars. I am also doing private lessons on Zoom. This is for anybody all over the country and world, so this is not just local, which is nice because of technology. So if that is something you are interested in, please contact me directly through the comment section, and then we can kind of work from there. So thank you guys again. I don't do the head scissor submission, but thank you though. Anyway, so that's kind of where, so that's just want to let everybody know about that. If there are no other questions, I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching the video. I really appreciate it. And okay, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next week.